on, guys? Back with another training update. As the last training update I put up a few days ago, I got a great response from, and all of you told me how much you enjoyed it, so I'm going to start doing these on a much regular basis with just straight lifting footage. Now today was week 1 of day number 3 of this volume block, so that is officially in the middle of this volume block. And things are going great. Today was a very tough day. Again, you're only seeing the first and the last sets, but I was to work with 3 4s at 75%, and then was to work with 4 sets of 3 at 80%. So my 4 sets of 3 at 80% on squats were with 215 kilos. So for me to be doing 4 triples with 215 in the middle of a volume block after prior working sets, felt really good, felt absolutely brilliant. There's a little bit kind of more form breakdown than I would have liked on squats today. Squats felt a little bit kind of funky today. Never really felt like I could get exactly in my groove. Things just kind of felt a little bit off and whatnot. However, that is where the mental toughness comes in, and you just have to get through the workload and try and maintain efficient form, or as efficient a form as you can maintain as possible. And I felt I did a pretty good job. And again, the thing is that during volume blocks, when there's a fatigue accumulated, lots of amount of fatigue accumulated, so on, you're not always going to feel your best, so on and so forth. It is expected that there's going to be such a thing as form breakdown. Form breakdown, it really is going to happen. Again, try and keep it to a minimum. But again, if there is some form breakdown, no need to cry about it, no need to worry about it, no need to be very mentally weak and drop the weights or not do certain sets of the reps or miss exercises. None of that stuff. It's just a case of, no matter how you're feeling, whatever is put in that paper, be true to that programming and just get through it. Switch your mind off and just get through it. You're not meant to feel good during volume blocks, not meant to feel great, not meant to the bar's not meant to move exactly the way you want it. It's just, they're all kind of fairy tales during volume blocks. It's not really going to happen. You really are kind of in the trenches in a not so nice spot, so you just need to get through it, and you need to take enjoyment from that factor where things are very tough. A lot of enjoyment can get taken from these processes, although it isn't necessarily the most exciting thing or the most glamorous or the most externally motivating, because you're not seeing huge amount of progress. Again, just take enjoyment in the fact that right now you are setting in stone and doing work that is going to have such a big payment in the future. All this work, you're doing all this work for a reason. By doing all this and going through all these workouts and working through this fatigue and constantly feeling fatigued and a little bit sore and a little bit kind of funky, when you then go through intensity blocks and really start to dump off some of that fatigue, your lifting is going to really be taken to that next level as long as your program is done properly. And same again, bench press was the same, except I was to work with 72% for 4 4s and then 80% for 4 3s. And bench press is something that actually has been feeling very good this cycle. Again, working off a 162.5 kilogram max, so really trying to edge my way towards that 170 kilo max, which really would be starting to get into the realms of actually acceptable, especially for my size and my weight class. Would really start to kind of allow my total to really be where it kind of needs to be. But again, it is heading in the right direction, and again, you can only compare to what you were yesterday, and as long as you're progressing, you are doing good, and you just need to keep moving forwards with absolutely everything you've got. And yeah, just really chasing down that 4-plate bench press, and it will be falling one day soon. And then again, just finished it off with some dips, and then we were to also move on to, after some dips, we were to move on to some pull-ups. And again, really noticing that all this extra dip work and pull-ups are really starting to code for some growth in my arms and my shoulders and my upper back and even my chest. Really starting to noticing some size increases, and obviously that's with those size increases will allow for overall development and allow for maximal strength. So if you enjoyed today's training update, guys, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll speak to all of you guys next time.